Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News. Fans, the Golden Bachelor mansion was buzzing. Cameras captured every whispered laugh and every nervous glance, but nothing could have prepared the contestants or the audience for the jaw-dropping moment that was about to unfold. Mel, the dashing and charming Golden Bachelor, had spent weeks navigating romance, drama, and heartfelt confessions. He'd wooed each woman with his sincerity, his wit, and undeniably his undeniable charm. But today, all eyes were on Peg. Peg, the confident and fiercely independent contender, had always stood out, not just for her radiant smile, but for her nonsense attitude. While the other women gushed and flirted, Peg carried herself with an air of dignity and purpose, and Mal had noticed every detail. The scene was set in the mansion's elegant rose garden, bathed in golden sunlight. Mal walked towards Peg, holding a single rose, a look of hope in his eyes. "Peg," he began, voice soft but earnest, "I can't imagine my life without you. I want to give you this rose and everything my heart has to offer." Peg's eyes sparkled, but there was a steely glint, too. She took a step closer, her heels clicking softly against the marble path. "Mal," she said firmly, "I've liked you from the start, and I respect you, but there's something you need to understand before we go any further." Mel's smile faltered slightly. He tilted his head. Curiosity piqued. "What is it?" Peg took a deep breath. "I'm not here to play games. I want love, yes, but I also want security, independence, and honesty. So, here it is, plain and simple. Sign a prenup or forget me entirely." The words hit like thunderclap. For a moment, even the birds seemed to pause. Mal blinked, stunned. A prenup. In this romantic fairy tale setting, it seemed almost absurd. Yet, Peg's gaze never wavered. She was serious. The cameras captured every micro-expression. Mal's jaw tightened. He was a man of principle, but also a man in love. Could he navigate this unexpected twist without losing the woman who had captured his heart? Wow, Mal finally whispered, running a hand through his hair. "I wasn't expecting that." Peg stepped closer, her tone softening but still resolute. "Mal, it's not about money. It's about clarity, about trust. If you're serious about us, this is something we need to face together. Honestly." A hush fell over the garden. The tension was palpable. Mal's mind raced. This was love, yes, but also a test. A test he hadn't anticipated. A test that could define his future. Then slowly he smiled. Not the tentative smile of uncertainty, but the one that spoke of understanding, respect, and willingness to fight for love. "Mal," he said forward, "I respect you more than I can say. If this is what it takes to be with you, then I'm willing to do it. Not because I have to, but because I want to." Peg's lips curved into a triumphant, relieved smile. She reached out, taking his hand in hers, the warmth of connection stronger than ever. "Good," she said, "because I'm worth it, Mal. And so are you." The camera zoomed out, capturing the golden glow of the sunset, the mansion's roses in full bloom, and a couple standing together, ready to face the future, challenges, prenups, and all. The audience at home erupted. Social media lit up with hashtags, memes, and heated debates. Peg had dropped a bombshell, and Mal had risen to the challenge. It wasn't just romance. It was real life. Real love and a story that would echo through Golden Bachelor Mansion shimmered in the late afternoon sun, casting long shadows across the rose garden. A gentle breeze rustled the petals, but the air felt electric, charged with anticipation. Contestants whispered nervously, sensing that something monumental was about to happen. Mel, the Golden Bachelor himself, was pacing near the fountain. His perfectly tailored suit hugged him just right, but no outfit could disguise the slight tension in his shoulders. Today, all of his hopes, fears, and heartbeats were focused on one woman, Peg. Peg, confident, poised, and unapologetically bold, had never been the type to follow the rules of reality TV romance. From day one, she had stood out not just for her beauty, but for her fearless honesty. She didn't chase roses, she commanded them. And now, as Mel approached with a single crimson rose in hand, everyone sensed the moment would be unforgettable. "Peg," Mel said, voice soft but full of emotion, "I've never felt this way about anyone. You make everything brighter. I want this rose, and more than that, I want us. Peg tilted her head, her piercing gaze locking onto his. A smile flickered, but there was steel behind it. Mel, she said firmly, I like you a lot, but I have to be upfront. I've thought about this long and hard, and if we're talking about a future together, there's one condition. Mel frowned slightly. What condition? Peg inhaled deeply. Sign a prenup or forget me. The words hit like a lightning bolt. Even the camera crew paused for dramatic effect, capturing the stunned silence. Mel's heart raced, his mind spinning. A prenup in the middle of a golden fairy tale mansion. Reality had collided with romance. And now everything was on the line. Peg, Mel said slowly, trying to find the right words. That's wow. That's unexpected. Peg took a step closer. I know it might sound harsh, but it's not about money. It's about trust, transparency, and knowing we're entering this together honestly. I need to protect myself just as I would protect us. The tension thickened. Mel's jaw tightened, and the audience at home leaned in, holding their collective breath. Social media notifications must have exploded in real time. #golden Bachelor shock, #bombshell, #Mel stunned, and something remarkable happened. Mel smiled. Not the tentative smile of doubt, but the one that spoke of respect, courage, and love that refused to back down. Peg, he said, taking her hands, I respect you more than I can ever put into words. If this is what it takes to be with you, I'm willing. Not because it's B, but because you're worth it. You're worth everything. Peg's stern expression softened into a radiant, victorious grin. Good, she said, her voice strong but warm. Because I'm not just looking for a partner. I'm looking for someone who can stand with me through honesty, commitment, and everything life throws at us. The camera pulled back, capturing the sunset behind them, casting everything in a golden hue. The roses seemed to bloom brighter. The mansion shimmered like a fairy tale palace, and the world watched a couple who weren't just fighting for love, but for respect, trust, and equality. As Mel placed a rose in Peg's hand, their fingers intertwined. The mansion erupted in applause. Peg had dropped a bombshell, and Mel had risen magnificently to the challenge. Fans erupted online declaring Peg the most fearless contestant in Golden Bachelor history, and Mel the man who could meet her boldness with love. It wasn't just reality TV drama. It was real life, real stakes, and a story that will be talked about for years. The day Peg shocked the Golden Bachelor world and reminded everyone that love, respect, and honesty. The Golden Bachelor mansion was alive with anticipation. The sun dipped low, casting a golden glow across the rose garden. Cameras hovered, capturing every heartbeat, every breath, every unspoken thought. Contestants whispered in corners, but all eyes were drawn to the two figures at the center of the drama. Mel, the charming Golden Bachelor, and Peg, the fearless, radiant force of nature. Mel walked toward her slowly, a single crimson rose in hand, his pulse quickening. Weeks of flirtations, shared laughs, and stolen glances had led to this moment. His heart was full, but so was his anxiety. Peg had always been different, and that was precisely what drew him in. Mel began, voice low, earnest. I've never felt this way about anyone. You're extraordinary. I want this rose, and I want us. Peg's eyes sparkled, not with shyness, but with unwavering certainty. She took a measured step closer, her heels clicking on the marble path. Mel, she said calmly, but firmly, I've liked you from the start. I've admired you. But there's something you need to know if we're thinking about a future together. Mel's brow furrowed slightly. What is it? Peg inhaled deeply. Then, with precision that silenced even the birds in the garden, she said the words that would shake the mansion and the world forever. Sign a prenup or forget me. Time seemed to slow. Mel's eyes widened. The camera zoomed in, capturing his stunned expression. Contestants gasped, some whispering frantically, others frozen in disbelief. Social media would explode later with #PegBombshell and #MelStun trending within minutes. Peg didn't flinch. Her gaze was unwavering. Mel, she continued, this isn't about money. It's about honesty, transparency, knowing that we're entering this partnership with respect and clarity. I want love, yes, but I also want security, integrity, and a promise that we're both protected. Mel ran a hand through his hair, the weight of the moment pressing down on him. He had faced Rosie's, tears, and endless drama. But this was real life, raw and unfiltered, laid bare in front of millions. For a long moment, he said nothing, and then he smiled. Not a tentative smile, but one of courage, respect, and deep, unwavering love. "Peg," he said slowly, stepping closer. "I respect you more than words can ever say. If this is what it takes, I'm willing. I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I want to be with you. You're worth it. We're worth it." Peg's expression softened, a triumphant smile lighting her face. She reached for his hand, gripping it firmly, and in that simple touch, the tension dissolved. The air vibrated with emotion, relief, joy, and undeniable passion all at once. The camera pulled back, capturing the golden sunset, the roses in full bloom, and two people standing together, stronger, wiser, and more connected than ever. The mansion erupted in applause. Contestants, crew, and viewers at home were left in awe. Peg had dropped a bombshell, and Mel had met it head-on. It was more than drama. It was a lesson in love, courage, and honesty. Fans flooded social media. Some debated the prenup. Some celebrated Peg's boldness, but everyone agreed on one thing. This moment would be remembered forever. As the sun dipped behind the mansion, Mel placed the rose in Peg's hand. Fingers intertwined, eyes locked, hearts aligned. The Golden Bachelor had found someone unafraid to speak her mind, and she had found someone willing to rise to the challenge. The story wasn't over. It was only just beginning, and the world couldn't wait to see what would happen next.